Is x over y less than 0.5? So we have a question that needs to be answered in the form of yes or no. And when we look at such question, there are several things we should notice. For example, the question does not mention anything about x and y in the question stem. Now let's look at the statement. The first statement says that when x and y are rounded to the nearest 10, the results are 30 and 70 respectively. So when they are rounded to the nearest 10, that simply means that the values of x and y can be within these range. That means if we look at x, then we understand that x can be anything greater than or equal to 25, but it can be anything less than 35, and that's not inclusive. Similarly, the value of y, because the nearest 10 is 70, so the value of y can be anything greater than or equal to 65, but anything less than 75. Understand that we do not have equal to sign here because 75 will be rounded off to the nearest tens as 80. So 75 is not included, but 74.99 is fine. Now we have to find out the value of x upon y. So x upon y can be anything. Okay, now we have to find the least value of x upon y and the maximum value of x upon y. The least value will be when x is least and y is maximum, and the value of x upon y will be maximum when x is maximum, which is 35, and y is least. Now I have not put equal to sign here because I am choosing one of the values in each case which is not acceptable. For example, 75 is not equal to y, and similarly 35 is not equal to x. But now when we look at the range of x upon y, we can see that this value is definitely greater than 0.5 because half of 65 is 32.5. So it can be probably 0.51 or 0.52, 0.51, let's take it. So, and let's not even make it equal to, let's say that it is less than 0.51, that means 0.5 is acceptable, and it is greater than 25 upon 75 is 0.33, so it's greater than 0.33. Here we can see the answer could either be yes or it could be no. Therefore we say that the first statement alone is not sufficient, and here we eliminate option A and option D. Now let's look at the second statement, which says that x and y are rounded to the nearest unit. The results are 32 and 65. So once again, let's look at the values of x when x is rounded to the nearest unit digit. Nearest unit digit means we have to round it off at this number. So x can be any value from 31.5 inclusive to 32.5 not inclusive. Similarly, the value of y can be 64.5 inclusive to 65.5, but that is not inclusive. Now, once again, we can find out the range of the values of x, and here we have to see that x upon y can be anything 31.5 over 65.5 to 32.5 over 64.5. Now half of 64.5 is 32.25, so certainly the right side value is slightly greater than 0.5. Even if we take it 0.509, then 0.5 comes in the range, and the left hand side value is definitely less than 0.5. I think it should be approximately 0.47 or something. I'm not exactly calculating, but it's definitely less than 0.5. So answer could still be yes or no, and therefore we say that the second statement alone as well is not sufficient to answer the question, and B option also is eliminated. Now the third stage is combining the two. Now after combining the two statements, we have to just quickly see these ranges and then find out that what is the final conclusive range now. So x at most can be 32.5 not inclusive, and the least value of x can be up to 31.5. So because this range is subset of the range received from the first statement. And now similarly, let's look at the range of y. But range of y, the maximum value can be 65.5 not inclusive, and the minimum value can be 65, and that is inclusive, which means the range of x upon y now that we have to get. So the maximum value will be when x is maximum 32.5 and y is minimum, which is 65, and the minimum value is when x is minimum, which is 31.5, and y is maximum, which is 65.5. So while the minimum value of x upon y we can see is definitely less than 0.5, in fact it should be 0.45 approximately. Let's look at the maximum possible value of x upon y. So 65, half of 65 is 32.5, and here we have 32.5 and this is not even equal to. So we understand that x upon y definitely is less than 0.5, and definitely less than 0.5 means definitely yes. Definitely yes means that the statements together are sufficient, and therefore the final answer to the question becomes option C. Thank you so much.